Hi, I'm Ryan Smith. I'm a real estate agent and an educator here in Calgary, and this video is part of an ongoing series dedicated to buying, selling, and owning a condominium. Today's video is about condominium fees. Now, in previous videos in this series, we've explored the concept of a condominium corporation as a business. And as a reminder, every condominium corporation is made up of 10,000 shares or unit factors. Each individual unit within the corporation is allocated a certain number of those unit factors or a certain percentage of ownership. Now, every year, the condominium corporation establishes a budget. And that budget is going to be made up of all of the operating expenses for the corporation. It's going to include things like insurance for the common property and the board of directors, day-to-day operating expenses. It could include legal fees or clerical or administrative costs. It's also going to include an allocation to the reserve fund study. Once they've established a budget, the condominium corporation works backwards to allocate the condo fees for the individual units. The most common form of allocation is on the basis of unit factor. Therefore, the units with a higher unit factor or a higher percentage of ownership will pay a higher percentage of the condo fees or the entire budget of the corporation. However, the Condominium Property Act of Alberta does allow for an alternate fee structure to be explored. However, that fee structure would have to be clearly explained in the bylaws of the corporation. If you're purchasing a condominium or considering making that purchase, it's going to be important for you to understand what your fee includes. Most commonly, your condo fee will include insurance for the corporation, landscaping and snow removal, professional management company, there might be a security person or a concierge person for the condominium development, as well as an allocation to the reserve fund. But it's also important to research what your fee does not include. So things like utilities for your individual units, the heat, the water, the electricity, they may or may not be included in the condo fee, but that would have to be investigated on a corporation by corporation basis or on an individual basis. So now that we understand a little bit more about condo fees, let's talk about why fees go up. Generally speaking, the cost of doing business is ever increasing because of inflation. As an example, the landscaping contract for the corporation is going to cost a little bit more money this year than it did last year. And those higher costs must be passed on to the unit owners. So as a general rule of thumb, condo fees will increase roughly to be in line with inflation, which is approximately 2% per year. When are condo fees too high? Well, the answer to that question is, if you're paying more, you should be getting more. So to give you an example, if you own in a condominium development or a condominium corporation that has a swimming pool and a fitness center, there is going to be higher costs associated with running those facilities. And those higher costs are going to be passed on to the unit owner in the form of higher fees. But the trade-off is you're getting more for what you're paying. You get the use and enjoyment of those additional facilities. However, there are many examples of situations where condo fees are artificially high. And what I mean by that is the condominium corporation may have inflated the condominium fee rather than doing a one-time cash call for each individual unit owner. As a result, the condominium fee is an additional $200 to $300 per month, but that saves the unit owners from having to come up with the one-time lump sum payment. However, this can impact marketability. So if an owner wants to sell a condominium with artificially high fees, that is going to be looked at as a negative from the perspective of the buyer and could impact the marketability and ultimately the resale value of that unit. Condo fees are an inevitable part of condominium ownership. It costs money to run a business, and the only source of revenue in most cases for a condominium corporation is through the monthly fees that are paid by the unit owners. Now, on the plus side, you can look at this as a bit of a forced savings plan, because a portion of your monthly condominium contribution is going to go into the reserve fund, which is there for future expenditures down the road. Thanks for watching today's video. You'll find this and the rest of our content on our website at communitycalgary.ca, in addition to our ongoing condominium blog.